Another week, another red arrow, 3 in a row. This is getting disappointing now. Let's get started with the video. Before we do, if you are new to the channel and like FPL related content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. Thanks. Now starting with how my game week 16 went, it was another very disappointing week. I went from 64,000 to 93,000, and when you look at this team on paper, could you have imagined that this team would get only 50 points? But that is what happened. Starting in defense, my double Arsenal defense did not disappoint. 6 points each for both Raya and Timber. Looking at that match, Everton rarely had any attack on that Arsenal goal, and moving forward, double Arsenal defense and Saka looks like the way to go. The other two defenders were not great, although Liverpool were down to 10 men, but in all fairness, they had conceded the goal even before they went down to 10 men, so I cannot complain about anything. Double up on Liverpool's defense has been annoying for me so far. I have had them since game week 11, and yes, okay, I got the clean sheet points in game week 11, but after that it has been bad. 1 points from both my Liverpool defenders in game week 12 against Southampton. Then they get a clean sheet against Man City, but since Konate was injured, I just got Van Dijk's clean sheet points. Then I bought in Gomez, and since then, that is the last 2 game weeks, I've got 4 points from my double Liverpool defense, and the next fixture against Spurs does not look good for clean sheet either. Coming to my midfield, it was a shit show this week. The highest point that I got was 5 from Salah, and I had not even captained him. Liverpool were playing with 10 men for 75 minutes, so I cannot complain much there, and Salah has been amazing this season. Off weeks are bound to happen. He could have gotten more points have Liverpool not been down to 10 men, and my rank would have further gone down the drain. The real annoying thing was that both Palmer and Saka blanked. Saka has blanked now in 3 straight games and 5 in the previous 7. But he has also had 6 returns in those previous 7 game weeks. It's just that it is averaging out right now. Palmer has been really annoying for me. I have lost 43 points in the previous 4 game weeks by both captaining and not captaining him. It is a huge point swing. The captaincy choices have been correct in the previous 4, but the results weren't, and that hurts more when you know you are right, but the results aren't there to prove it. But we keep making rational decisions, and the results will come in the future. Bowen again put on an amazing performance, 0.51 expected goal involvement, and he struck one on the post as well, and then again he came away with just 2 points. With Bowen, you know that the points are coming, but they just don't. For Bowen owners, it feels like the points are tantalizing. Also, when West Ham got the penalty, it was Paqueta that took it and not Bowen. Part of me was just hoping that Bowen takes the penalty and we get all the points. Bowen would come good in the next 2, that is for sure. Let's just hope he does. In the forward line, both Jackson and Cunha got the goal and all 3 bonus. On Cunha though, he might get banned. We'll discuss what I do if he gets banned later in the video. Visa just got the 2 points, but it was an away fixture, so was not really surprised. That was it, 50 points at the end, captaincy blank, and yet another red arrow. Now that's 3 in a row. Let's just see how the team is lining up for game week 17. In defense, I'm happy to play my double Arsenal defense against Crystal Palace. It is to note that Palace have been playing well recently, but with how good this Arsenal defense is, I would expect Arsenal to keep a clean sheet against Palace. Arsenal played their second team against Palace in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, resting all the key players, and yet they won the match. Only thing to note for Timber owners is that he played the full 90, and he has played the full 90 minutes in the previous 6 Premier League games as well. They can rest Timber in one of the matches moving forward, as he has been playing a lot of games lately. If we look at the clean sheet odds as we do every week, Arsenal are once again on top with 42%. Anything above 40% is a good chance of keeping a clean sheet. Other 2 teams on this list are Chelsea and Fulham. Unfortunately for me, I did have my Chelsea defender to play this fixture, but he got injured and is sitting 3rd on my bench. Again, these things can happen. Moving on to my other 2 defenders, who are Van Dijk and Gomez. Now, do I expect a clean sheet against Spurs? The answer is no. But Liverpool do have a record of keeping clean sheets in these big matches. They kept one against Man City 3 weeks back. Spurs have been scoring at will this season, but they have been super inconsistent also. Just please be inconsistent against Liverpool this week so that I can have my double Liverpool defenders points. Coming into the midfield, let's start with Mohamed Salah, who will also be my captain this week. Spurs have a lot of trouble with injuries at the back. They will be without Vicario, Romero, Van de Ven, Davis, and maybe even without Udogi. They had all these defensive troubles against Man City too, yet they won 4-0. But Spurs have been Man City's nemesis for some time now, and Man City are having troubles of their own. But this amazing Liverpool attack against a very depleted Spurs defense, Salah could have a field day. And Salah would be the most captain player this week, so if you are going against him, that would be a huge risk. Up next is Palmer, who has been annoying for me in terms of captaincy, and he will be facing Everton this week, who have looked solid defensively. Sean Dyche's teams do look solid at the back, if you remember the Burnley days. Everton away is not going to be easy, though I am still expecting a Chelsea win, but just marginally. Palmer might get a return. He just needs a penalty to get a 10-pointer, even when he's having a bad day. Let's just hope he gets some points, but Salah outscores him. We are now at a stage where both Salah and Palmer have more than 100% effective ownership. So it has become very important to get the captaincy right, especially if you are in the top 100-200,000. I talked about the 43-point captaincy swing for my team, and had I got it right, I would have been sitting at 9,000 right now. This is how important nailing the captain is. Saka has been annoying since the past 3 game weeks, but surely one cannot think of selling him before Palace and Ipswich. He also has 16 goal contributions in 15 starts, so he has been consistent and is ticking along well. I have no interest in selling him, but I have seen people not having patience with him and they are telling him, please keep patience with Saka, he is a great player and points are surely on the way. My last midfielder is Bowen, who will be playing against Brighton, who are also leaking goals at this stage. Bowen has put in amazing numbers in the previous 3 game weeks. He was very unlucky to not get any points in game week 16 and game week 14. But moving forward, hopefully he can get me points against Brighton and Southampton before I sell him in game week 19 when he will be facing Liverpool. Coming to the forwards, Wissa did play the whole 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup, but I expect him to start against Forest at home. And the best thing about Wissa is that he has not yet blanked once at home. And though Forest have been a solid defense at the start of the season, they have been leaking goals recently, and Brentford at home are one of the best attacks in the Premier League. Not one of the best, actually the best attack. If you look at their stats, Brentford are top for goal threats at home this season. Brentford have scored 26 goals at home in 8 games, which is more than 3 goals per match. The only other team that is close to Brentford is Spurs at 20. And if you look at the player stat, Wissa is just behind Mbeumo in goal threats at home this season, and he has played 2 games less. The likes of Salah, Haaland, Palmer and Saka are way down on this list. This shows how good Wissa is at home. With the scores of all the 6 million and below strikers drying up in recent matches, Wissa seems like the best one to own right now. Jackson has the same fixture as Palmer and has been amazing this season with 13 attacking returns in 15 starts. There has been a debate between him and Isak recently, and I've created a detailed video with stats on who to get. I'll add the link to the video in the description. You guys can go and have a look at that. Konya is the last player in my team, and he has been charged because he could not keep his hands away from the Ipswich manager. He could get banned and he has till Thursday, which is today, to give a response. I don't know what the verdict would be, but if he can get this Leicester fixture, that would be great for me. He could give me a good farewell. If he is banned though, then things get tricky. I can remove him for Jimenez this week as Fulham have amazing fixtures moving forward and it would not tamper with my moves moving ahead. But there are issues with Jimenez as he is not an explosive player, plays around 70 minutes and could easily get benched in the fixture congestion that is to come ahead. We'll see how things pan out with Konya. If you have him, keep him till there is a final verdict on him. He is most likely to get a ban, but maybe he could get that Leicester fixture and maybe he could give us all Konya owners a good farewell. There is no transfer plan for my team this week. If Konya is available, I'll simply roll my transfer, and if he is not, I will most likely get Jimenez in, or maybe will play Rodgers against Man City. I'm not yet sure, and I'm not fully satisfied with Jimenez move because if he is benched against Southampton this week, the whole plan of transferring him would be a waste. I will think more about this when I have full news on Konya. The bench remains the same as you have seen in the previous weeks. So that is all for this video. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Hope you all have an amazing Game Week 17. See you.